Hello, I'm Mark Baker with MAB Notary Services, and today we have another episode of some things I would like to cover with you, give you some more insight on being a notary and notary signing agent, and I want to start by saying, I'm really enjoying this, and I please ask that you make comments. If you've watched some of the episodes of my videos, I really invite you to make comments, to give me feedback, to let me know if the topics that I'm covering, if you find them to be helpful, or if you feel that, you would desire to have more information on some of the topics, or there's some topics that you would like to see me cover that I haven't yet, present to you. I need your feedback. We're in this together. And in order to make it effective and helpful, communication is key. So we just get better at it. I'm new to this, and this is something I feel like I need to do. I was apprehensive about doing it, but you have to overcome your fears, and especially when deep in your heart is something that you yearn to do, and it could benefit someone, and it also benefits you when you take the courage to step out on faith and do what you have a heart to do, and you see or believe that it could really help someone can really benefit from it, then you should do it. And you get better at it. We start as infants in anything that we do, and over time we grow in the knowledge, and we grow in what we need to become better at whatever we attempt to do in life. But you never get there if you don't start somewhere. So I'm just not gonna, I'm not gonna prolong this any longer, because I'm so eager to share today's topic with you. And it's, what supplies do you need to be a notary public loan signing agent? And so these are some of the things. They're not in any special order, but these are some of the supplies I believe you need. And I'm gonna cover some points here that I'm gonna have to expound or give you a deeper knowledge of in future episodes. But we're gonna touch up on this on the surface, and you just learn what you can from this, and I hope you do get something from it. I took joy in preparing for this, and and let's get started. Okay, what supplies do you need to be a notary public loan signing agent? So you're ready to dive into the world of notary public loan signing, but you're not sure what supplies you'll need. Don't worry, I've got you covered. Let's break it down step by step. Firstly, errors and omissions, E&O insurance. First and foremost, you need E&O insurance. My recommendation is to go for $100,000 in coverage, at least. Why? Because most title companies expect this level of coverage, and if you want to become SnapDocs verified, and if you're not familiar with SnapDocs, they're one of the platforms where you have title company escrow agents, lenders. They use them to send out you. Um, they send out. Well, actually, it's like a meeting place for work. Because those platforms, they do due diligence on people who sign up with them. They require that you have background checks. In fact, they do those. They want to see what training you've had. Some of them want to know how many closings have you performed. They want to get an idea or not. But they do backgrounds to get to know more about what the experience you have and the training that you've had. And so you have the title companies and the escrow agents and that use these platforms to send out the work to notaries, and they feel comfortable with them because they know they've done to some degree some background check on the people. This is you have to be careful with this. You actually have people going out to people's homes, and there's a safety concern, and then you got to make sure that you are hiring people that are qualified, that they have gotten some kind of training, and they've been, checked, because they're risk, and you just want to make sure that, um, you have that covered. So, um, I would say that most title companies expect this level of coverage, $100,000. And if you want to be SnapDocs verified, which I haven't had much work with them, um, but they are one of the platforms. I'm going to do another episode where I'm going to cover some of the platforms, like SnapDocs. Just to name a few, you have Signing Order. I've used them. Notary Dash, Notary Go, Amrock, Old Republic Title, First American Signature Services, Signature Closers, Solidify, Mortgage Connect, Coast to Coast, National Loan Closers. Now, a few of these that I've mentioned here, and I'm going to do another episode where I go into greater depth and about these companies, because some of them require that you do have experience. If you're a new notary, some of these companies, you wouldn't have a problem signing up with them, signing order. You can get the experience with them. But a platform like, let's see, Amrock, that's one of them. Mortgage Connect. If you sign up with them, and you probably wouldn't qualify because those platforms at least want you to have like 2 years of experience. They want to see what you've actually done, a certain amount of closings, before they would actually give you assignments to go out and do work for them. But signing order is one that you can definitely sign up and get work from them. Um, SnapDocs, you can sign up with them, but I haven't had much, um, you know, luck with them. But I am a member. I did sign up with them. But in any case, I would, when you get when you as a notary, you get 30,000, but you need to pay a little bit more. It's not that expensive to get at least 100,000. I have 1 million, and I got mine through Byberk, and it didn't cost me too much. I think right now I'm paying anywhere between 30 or 50 a month monthly, but you don't have to. 100,000 would be sufficient enough. Um, and secondly, you would need a dual trade laser printer, maybe. Um, this probably would be your biggest cost for the dual trade laser printer. Um, what I'll do in the comment section, I don't have it in this episode, but in some of my future episodes, I'll put a link with the companies where I purchased mine, and you can find them sometimes at a discount, and because they're pretty expensive. You but this is something you would need because basically what happened, these signing services, they would email you loan documents that you need to print, and you need the dual tray printer that would automatically switch between letter and legal size paper. Um, and of course, you're going to need the paper. So this, if you're working directly with realtors, lenders, escrow officers, or title officers, you wouldn't need it, and that's why I said maybe. The maybe would be those when you work direct with realtors, lenders, escrow officers, and title officers, they often print their loan documents for you. In that case, you won't need a dual tray printer or even paper. But if you go with one of the platforms, if you get work from them, you would need the dual tray laser printer. I just got it. In fact, I have two, but I've been doing this for a while. So, but you can get one. That single tray really doesn't work. When you got to print, pull, and change the trays because the documents have to be print in their forms. If they're legal size or letter size, you have to print them out that way. You can't just use one size if they're emailed to you in both sizes. That won't work. That would be rejected. And you don't want that to happen. You want to do a good job, make a good impression, because that would create delays. And you got one thing you need to realize with loans, they have a specific time at which they need to close them, and if you don't close them within that time frame, that means they have to do everything all over again because those things are time sensitive. They're tied to interest rates, and the clock start, moving on that. And so you don't want to do that. I mean, that creates a setback, a holdup, and then it doesn't look too good um, to the companies that you represent to do that for. Okay. Of course, you need notarial supplies. You need to check your state requirements for this. But in most cases, you'll need a notary stamp, of course. Make sure it's reproducible. No embossers. Most states don't allow them. I recommend a black ink stamp, though some states permit blue. A notary journal required in most states to record your notarizations. Florida is not it's not a requirement for Florida, but I have one. In fact, I have two. I use it, and if I suggest that you use it because it keeps a record of your notarizations, and if something should happen in the future where you need to refer back, use it as a reference, you have that information where it'd be simple for you to go back because you're not going to remember everybody. Once these things start kicking and you start doing, a lot of them, you're not going to remember what you did 2, 3, 4 months ago or even further back if something should develop where it involves you um, in a legal situation to if there seems to be a problem with the identity of someone or something's just wrong with that closing, at least you have a record of the date, time, location that you were there and you performed the act. And one of the things, you do not put your stamp on anything without that person being present. The signer must be present. You must identify the signer. So you don't notarize, you don't put your stamp on anything unless you have that signer in front of you. Now, with an acknowledgement, um, and I get into that in another episode. Sometimes people already sign the document, so with an acknowledgement, I mean, you would have them, you know, um, make a statement, an assertion that they did sign that. If you said signature, then of course you would match that signature to any identification that they present to you. Now with jurats, where you have to take an oath, uh-uh, they must sign that in front of you, and then they have to, swear, make a sworn statement in front of you, um, that the information in those documents contain those documents. They assert those statements to be true, and so forth. Now we'll cover that in another episode in more details, but you do need a notary stamp. Make sure it's reproducible. No embossers. Most states don't allow them, and I recommend a black ink state. Though some states permit blue, but I would recommend you getting a black ink stamp. A notary journal. Some states mandate thumbprint pads, where they actually want you to get the thumbprint of the signer, and you would have that thumbprint um, in the journal. You have them make the thumbprint in the journal. Since Florida doesn't require notary journal, that's not a requirement, that you use the thumbprint pad in Florida. But some states do require that. Um, Going back to the printer, you can't. In an inkjet printer won't cut it. Too slow. You need to have a laser jet printer, because you want professional results. So don't take any shortcuts, because it'll make your job hard. Believe me, you'll be printing like 100 to 200 documents, and you got to do them in more than one copy. You have to do, one copy. You would procure the signatures of the signer or signers, and the other copy you would leave with the signers. So you don't want to, you wouldn't want to use a inkjet printer. It would take too long, and and of course you got to make sure that you're using the right size paper. And it would just take too long, because you have to, once you print out those documents, you have to make sure they're in the right order. It's all in preparing the documents before you go out to get the signatures. So you want to save time, make it easier for you, be organized, make it simplistic. Don't make it difficult. Um, and things will run a whole lot easier and better for you. So you can do a fantastic job. You don't want to waste time on the small things. You want to get those things right. They're small but yet important. So to save yourself grief, I would recommend you get a laser jet printer. And I would recommend you get that anyway, even if you have direct business. With, like I said, with the realtors, the lenders, the escrow officers, or title officers. Those companies, in most cases, will print the documents for you. But then if you're working with one of the platforms, like Signing Order and SnapDocs, they will email those documents to you, and you would need to print them. So to make you universal and be able to accept all business, and you really want to be in a position where you don't have any restrictions on who you can really do business with, especially at the beginning of your notary journey. Um, you want to get as much work as possible, because it gives you experience. And each signing you do, you get better at it. You feel more confident about doing it. So you just got to make that leap of faith and get out there in front of the signers, and start rolling up your sleeves and just doing the work, just jumping right into it. And once you do a few of them, it just you have no problem. But then I'm gonna have other episodes that kind of like go over, um, the different types of signings, that, especially with loan signings, that you would be um, given to do, like for a buyer, seller, HELOCs, home equity line of credits, reverse mortgages. Um, we're gonna have an episode where we'll cover those. Um, okay. I think I've covered everything that I want to go over with you today. Um, yeah, as a bonus tip, let me reemphasize that always follow your state laws regarding notary tools and procedures. If you're starting with signing services, don't forget to stock up on both letter size and legal size paper. That's very important. Now, a lot of people, they get, they realize, okay, if I'm going to be printing 100 to 200 pages for each assignment, that's going to be a lot of paper. And we're going to get into that, with the travel, the travel time. With a lot of these companies, you can kind of indicate what territories you cover, and you gotta get good at that because you don't want to be, you gotta be able to map out your assignments correctly because that saves time and that makes you more efficient. You can't be, you don't want to find yourself traveling 25 miles in either direction because most of these signings take about an hour to do. Maybe a little bit longer when you're brand new, but as you get more experience, it won't take that much time. You got to pace yourself, evenly pace yourself. You don't want to rush the client, but you don't want to take up too much of their time. So you'll get better at it. And but then when you're doing this, if you really want, to maximize the number of signings you can do within a day, um, and you don't want to wear yourself out, because traveling, commuting, because you got to allow yourself time for traffic and, other little things that may come up. And then sometimes some of the companies want you to scan the documents to them and then they want you to FedEx them same day to them. Like I said earlier, these things are time sensitive. So they urgently want you to, when they give you an assignment, contact the signers, set up an appointment, go out, do the signing. If it requires scanning the documents back to them, scan those documents back to them, and then drop it off. They'll send you an envelope, a FedEx envelope, and then you would use that to right away drop it off so it can be shipped to them right away. Um, Now, with the FedExing, my practice is make sure you get a receipt that proves and you don't walk out without having that receipt. Don't leave it there in no box anywhere. Make sure you have you watch someone pick up that envelope and they sign giving you a receipt. So you'll have a record. So if anything happens with that delivery, you will have in fact, you would send a copy of that. I would suggest that you send a copy of that to the signing services. So they have a record that you did drop it off and it was signed for on a particular date. So if anything should develop afterwards, that's a way of tracking and to see what happened, and it makes it better for you. It will assure the company that you're working with that you did everything that you were supposed to do. That they expected of you, you met their expectations, and that there was a problem with the delivery with the delivery company and not you. You know, and they want to see where you're diligent about whatever assignments they give you. You're working collectively with them so that they can get the process going on their end, get that loan closed, and do what they need to do. And so you want to be a team player in that regard, where they can count on you. And that's building trust and confidence that when they give you an assignment, they can be assured that, hey, um, this signing agent, you know, we feel comfortable that he or she would do what we need and expect them to get this deal done. Um, so basically, I think that's I've covered what I need to cover with you today. I hope you find that this information was helpful. Again, I really ask that you give me some feedback in the comments. It's very important. I can't stress it enough. I want to make sure I'm really doing something that you would find to be helpful. I'm covering topics that will really help you. I'm sharing my experiences, and I hope that may help you too. We learn every day, you know. You never get to the point where you're not learning and growing, you know. And you get better at what you do because, you know, every day is a different day and you face different challenges and you come to know different things, you know. So that's the good thing about it. And so, but share your comments, please. Please, you're not don't feel compelled, but please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone else who you think may benefit from it. But by all means, please, I'm really, reaching out to you, asking that you make comments, please, and make those comments really express what you would like to see me do in some of these episodes that you feel that would be helpful to you. I mean, this is our platform, you know. I mean, so this is an opportunity for us to connect and help each other. And so we can all get through this, you know, and we can share some of our experiences, and we'll make this easier for us because, you know, you may know a better way of doing something, you know. Suggestions are good, you know. Like I said, we're never too old to learn. We learn every day we breathe. And so until the next time, happy notary. Thank you.